Wah, wah, wah. Subscribe. Comic books in art form. At least I think it's an art form. Hi, I'm Mr.Flamingo Reviews with my co-host, The Fan, today, because my co-host is not
Hey,
here.
what is the big dog saying in that voice
Today,
recording?
I'll be talking Crisis. I'm a big fan of comic books. Quite frankly, I'm trying to make my own. That's neither here nor there. For now, until that gets anywhere, for today, I shall talk Crisis as stated earlier. Crisis is a title aptly given to big events in DC Comics, but there were the big three crises for a while before they started doing every crisis under the sun. 1985's Crisis on Infinite Earths was and still is, the gold standard, the bar for crisis. Then there's the other two that came after in the early 2000s. There's Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis. Of the big three, of the original three crises, in my opinion, Crisis on Infinite Earths is the best. Then it's Infinite Crisis. Then it's Final Crisis. Just, they are as good. It's like an order. Crisis on Infinite Earths is the big 1985 event that sees the death of the multiverse in DC Comics. At the time, it was stated that new readers had difficulty jumping into the world because they didn't get it. There was too many different Earths. Everybody was like, why is there several different Flashes? Why is there several different Batmen, Supermen? Doesn't make any sense. So DC and Marv Wolfman and George Perez, they were like, we'll take all the Earths, blow them all up. It's more technical than that, antimatter wave, a bunch of comic book stuff, but Crisis on Infinite Earths was this big event, this world-changing event that saw the classic Golden Age Superman and the new Superman they were running with, and all these guys come together to take on the Anti-Monitor. I thought it was fun. It is the most comic book thing you'll ever read. It's men and women in tights and flying around and shooting lasers, and it is so comic booky. If you know absolutely nothing, this is a terrible book. In the funniest way possible, because it's so comic booky, it makes no sense. It's all this comic book jargon, all this stuff they make up for the event. You wouldn't get it. Multiverses, it's all weird. If you're, as I was telling my friend, if you know ball, it's so much fun.
What have I done?
It's weird. It's tough to read. It's tough to grasp, but it shows how the multiverse ends, and it shows how DC managed to try to streamline their continuity. Fascinating, so weird in such a great way. Unless you don't know what you're reading, then it sucks. Then there's Infinite Crisis, which is technically a follow-up to Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's a little more side stuff going on, like the OMAC project and all this stuff, but you see the grand return of people like Superboy Prime, Superman of Earth 2, Alexander Luthor. I liked it. I thought it was a much more accessible. Crisis on Infinite Earths was terrible to read if you don't know what you're doing. I know what I was doing, so it was fine. Infinite Crisis is a lot more simplistic for the easy access. Geoff Jones, for all of his controversies, did a fine job writing it. The art is great. It's all good. A lot more accessible. Final Crisis was a letdown. That's it. Final Crisis was a letdown because from all these pictures I'd seen, I thought it was this cool dark side based event, and it is, but it's also just a whole lot of nothing. I don't know. Fine writing, but a lot, no juice.